It's been 3 months almost since I broke my arm. So we're about to do this. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Horrible Terminator theme. Okay, obviously I lost a lot of muscle, but look at that. I can move my arm. It was broken. I just got the x-rays today from the doctor, and they're looking pretty good. The doctor literally said that I could be the poster child for getting your arm healed without surgery, and how well it was able to mend together and heal. I mean, you guys saw the other x-rays when it was completely snapped in half. I'll throw them up here again if you haven't seen the video. So that was my arm when I first fell. Just out of, snapped in half. So gravity aligned it, kept it in place, didn't move it, really focused on my nutrition. And I'm gonna go over a whole list of like what I ate. It's not all about calcium like that. That's dumb because people take calcium supplements and they still get osteoporosis, break bones. So there's like a whole package of things to heal your bone. So I'm gonna go over the diet and nutrition. But yeah, doctor gave me the full okay to go snowboarding, to go skateboarding, everything. Pretty much said that, I could break my bone if I have like a really, really hard wicked slam. But, again, if you watch the video of when I did break the arm, that's kind of a freak accident with my arm getting tucked under me. So, I mean, it's very unlikely that that same type of fall will happen again, because that fall's never happened before in my whole life. So, let's not risk it, but, I'm going to kind of take it easy. Luckily, parks at all the ski resorts right now are still kind of small because, it's the beginning of the season. So, at least I'll be able to gradually work my way up. And usually the big jumps don't come until like mid-January at a lot of places. So, that's another month and a half or another month, whatever. So my arm will obviously heal more during the remodeling phase. And yeah, so here's the new x-rays. So, I mean, as you can see, the bone has attached completely on the sides versus the x-rays from 6 weeks ago. And the insides in that black hole is starting to fill in a little bit. I'm assuming most of it is the collagen and soft callus that hasn't laid down the woven bone yet. But obviously it's not like there's an air pocket there. I'm assuming, it's going to be soft tissue that just hasn't calcified all the way. So arm's looking pretty solid, got that bump, so, kind of added protection. They do say that the site of the break is stronger once it's healed kind of like this than before you broke it. So it's very unlikely that I will break the bone in this exact spot, but the rest of your bone gets kind of weak because you're not using it. And the number one thing for strengthening bones is weight-bearing exercises. It's not taking calcium, it's not doing all this, it's just doing weight-bearing exercises. And I kind of leave myself at fault because I stopped working out my upper body for like the past few years. Like I stopped doing push-ups, I didn't really lift weights. So on top of my arms losing muscle, my bones obviously lost their density and strength. That's probably why I've never broken a leg, because, skating and snowboarding, you're always putting a lot of weight on them, and that's how you strengthen your leg bones. But I'm not doing that with my arms. So range of motion almost completely back. This one's a little stiff. I don't know if it'll show up on webcam, but this arm is kind of cocked a little bit forward, so I just got to stretch that a little bit more. And if I'm scratching behind my back, right arm is up here, left arm, it's looking better than before, but it is tight. I do feel the stiffness. So yeah, it's kind of weak. Like I'm actually able to do a push-up, but I need to regain muscle. And then finally I got the clear to work out my bicep, because I have like no bicep muscle here at all, completely. So they gave me a bunch of colored rubber bands. Oh, those are not showing, but this is the strongest color. And this one I've been mostly, like, I can do movements like that. The main thing that's really weak on my arm, like my elbow's fine, and it's right up here, rotator cuff. So doing this is the only thing that kind of burns. So I got to really work on that. because yeah, I neglect my shoulders. But other than that, lifting weights, stretching, doing that has helped. And so now you're probably wondering how, and again, it's been less than 3 months since I broke my arm. I'm just rounding. So completely snapped in half, no surgery, and my bone looks like this. I'm going to go down the list of how I healed it. If you're not interested, then you can just go ahead and click away and wait for my snowboarding videos that should happen this weekend, actually. So number one, you want to rest it when it first happens. I did not take any pain pills, sorry. When I got the injury, I didn't take ibuprofen because that's an anti-inflammatory. And inflammation is good when you break your bone. That's like a natural response. And everyone was saying, ice it, take anti-inflammatories. That's horrible advice. If you can tough out the pain, just do it. I mean, pain's all in the mind. That's why I didn't need any IVs or painkillers when I rode in the ambulance. You just kind of ignore it. So no painkillers. I did not ice it ever. They kept telling me to ice it, which is dumb because icing reduces inflammation, the blood flow. You want blood flow when you break your arm. The first step to your healing when the bone happens is, I think it's called a hematoma. It's when it forms a giant blood clot, and then that blood clot over time turns into a soft callus. So you do want a big blood clot, so you don't want to ice it. So don't ice it, don't take painkillers. You do want to rest it. Obviously, don't move it, and if it's broken, you kind of can't, like, whatever. And then you want to try to keep it stable, and you don't want to move it. Common sense, obviously, that's why they give you a cast. So you want to keep it aligned. So I did take a lot of calcium in trying to get bioavailable forms. I drink almond milk, which has more calcium technically than milk, but it's a little bit less bioavailable. So that's why they fortify almond milk with extra calcium. It's kind of debatable on how much you absorb from that, but I did include dairy products. I ate a lot of grass-fed organic yogurt. I ate a lot of cheeses, which cheese is pretty good, and it's better than I think drinking milk, because drinking cow's milk, you got extra lactose, and then there's a whole debate on how it affects you. But my stomach kind of doesn't really tolerate it, plus I kind of grew out of the taste of drinking milk. So I drank almond milk, but I ate a lot of cheese and ate yogurt because I love that stuff. Getting calcium from vegetables like broccoli and spinach and other stuff, it's not that bioavailable because there's a lot of oxalates, and so they kind of just cancel each other out, so you don't absorb that calcium. So the other big thing with absorbing calcium is you need to have vitamin D or vitamin D3 with it. So the first month or so, when there was still sun here in Portland, I would go out and just wear shorts even if it was cold, and I would just kind of sunbathe between like 12:30 and 1:30 in the afternoon. Tried to do that. Took some vitamin D3 supplements. I was taking between 10,000 and 20,000 IUs, which is kind of a lot, but I got a broken bone, so my needs go up for that. So vitamin D3 helps the calcium absorb into your bloodstream. It helps you extract it. But the problem with just taking vitamin D3 and calcium together is that you got the calcium floating around your bloodstream, and then it stays in the soft tissues, and your main goal is to get the calcium into the bone. So you need vitamin K2. Not vitamin K, you need vitamin K2. And it's usually from fermented products, like fermented soybeans or sauerkraut, but sauerkraut's pretty low on the list. The best source is grass-fed beef liver and goose liver, but I tried to eat the grass-fed liver once. It's horrible. I couldn't do it. Maybe some professional chef will have to cook it, make it work for me, but I tried everything. I tried drenching in butter. I tried taking it and dipping it in like dipping sauces. No, I couldn't do liver. So the best way that I was able to get vitamin K2 was from eating aged cheeses. Aged hard cheeses are best. Munster and Gouda are the highest on the list for vitamin K2, so I would get some aged Gouda cheese and eat that just straight because I love cheese. And then egg yolks, but you have to eat the yolks, not the egg whites. And there's more in the pasture-raised organic type eggs where the chickens are actually able to go out on the grass and everything. So I ate a ton of eggs, ton of pasture-raised eggs, probably 6 eggs every other day. And I would use grass-fed butter from Kerrygold, which also has vitamin K2, forgot to mention that. So I had a little bit of grass-fed butter with my pasture-raised eggs, and then I'd grate some like organic cheeses, and sometimes it'd be sharp cheddar, sometimes it'd be Gouda, sometimes even goat cheese. So I would just butter, a little bit of butter, a little bit of shredded cheese into the scrambled eggs, eat that, slightly undercooked, tastes great, and very anti-inflammatory, and it really helps. Your protein needs go up. Obviously I eat a lot of meat, I eat a lot of cheese, so that helps out. And eggs have the most bioavailable protein, so sometimes if you're just chugging protein supplements, your body does not absorb it. So you want to eat protein that your body is not just going to burn for energy or excrete. You want it to actually turn into tissue, and eggs are one of the best substances to do that. So obviously you're trying to create new tissue, you're trying to create new bone. So a lot of eggs, they got good protein, they got healthy fats, they got cholesterol, which is for all your cell membranes, and eating cholesterol is actually good for you. So that's how I would knock out vitamin D, which is also in eggs. Again, it's like a superfood. So vitamin D3, vitamin K2, a lot of protein, get a lot of calcium. And the other thing is I'd have magnesium, which is kind of in the almond milk, and I would eat some salads and leafy greens, broccoli, avocados. So, magnesium does help play a role in bone formation. So I'm doing all of that. And, once it was able to get stable, and then I started on physical therapy, they wanted me to do weightlifting, and you want to keep blood flow. Blood flow also helps with obviously transporting stuff to help your bones heal. And weight-bearing exercises increase density, so that's why I really wanted to try to do this as long as pain was tolerable, and I was doing wall push-ups. So, as long as it doesn't hurt, it really signals to your body, hey, you need to heal that bone. So as soon as you can, you want to work out the muscles, get the blood flow going. Cardio would be good, but I wasn't able to do much cardio because, again, my bone was not attached. So if I tried to jog, that would hurt. And, if I had a gym membership and I was able to do an exercise bike to get my heart rate up, that would have worked. So lift weights, eat calcium, get vitamin D3, get protein. Make sure you get the vitamin K2 to transport the calcium from your soft tissue and bloodstream into your bone. Get a lot of sleep. And in the beginning, I forgot to mention this, I would get a lot of vitamin C. Normally, I'm kind of like on and off keto, but the first week or two, carbs do cause inflammation, but I was like, maybe inflammation's good in the beginning. So I didn't really care at that point, and your metabolism does go through the roof like crazy when you first break a bone. So I would drink orange juice, and it would have fortified vitamin D and calcium, which I don't know how bioavailable that is. It's probably mostly just marketing, but it did have vitamin C. A lot of sugar. I probably should have eaten real oranges, but I was being lazy, and it's kind of hard to cut open and deal with oranges when you literally are like this all the time and you only have one free arm. So I'd drink that, and then I would get raspberries, organic raspberries, because you got pesticides and stuff in the normal ones. It was really hard to wash out. So raspberries have good vitamin C, and they are lower on the glycemic index, so you don't have that blood sugar spike, and I think they taste great. And then I would get a lot of broccoli. I was eating steamed broccoli all the time, which again, low in glycemic index, a lot of nutrients, anti-inflammatories, a bunch of vitamin C. They actually have a ton of vitamin C. Broccoli does. And so the thing that's important about broccoli and other vitamin C foods is vitamin C helps the production and stimulation of collagen. And like I said, after the hematoma phase, your body starts to send collagen down to that area to attach your bone, so it becomes a spongy, soft callus. And then that soft callus, holds the bone together, so it still can move around, but it's obviously going to prevent the bone from just totally splitting off. So you got the bone, and it's kind of like a stretchy rubber band, and then over time little bits of bone, woven bone, gets formed, and it kind of hardens, and then your arm and bone gets a little more stable. So in the beginning, that's why I was doing a bunch of vitamin C. I was also drinking bone broth, which is natural and tons of collagen. And I mean, it literally has bone in the name. So I mean, if you kind of think about it, if you're eating bone products and stuff that relates to bones, it will in some way translate to helping your bones heal. Like if you just think about that. So high in protein, high in collagen, a bunch of other nutrients. So making sure I was getting minerals, potassium, magnesium, all of that. And good night's sleep, which it's hard to sleep when you have a broken arm and you're having to sit up. So, if I could do something better, it would be get better sleep in the beginning when I broke my arm. So there's your whole list of how I healed my bone really fast in 3 months. And my skate and snowboard videos should be coming out soon. And hopefully I don't have another wicked fall and break it. But other than that, I just need to regain muscle and probably burn off a little body fat, because when you're, again, sitting around with a broken arm, you're not really exercising, your diet is kind of here and there, so, got to drop a few pounds. So that's the other thing that sucks when you break a bone, is usually you get kind of soft. So yeah, stay tuned, subscribe, and there's your perfect bone healing thing if you want to be the poster child of healing a bone fast without surgery. Thanks.